Here's how I mix my 1-to-1 simple syrup, basically, but for beef food. I take 25 pounds of granulated sugar, a 5-gallon bucket, and a paint mixer. Make sure it's new, wash it good. And then what I do is a gallon of water is 8 pounds. So, and if you put 24 pounds in 3 gallons of water, it will make almost 5 gallons. So if you put the 25 pounds, the whole bag of sugar, in the bucket with a little over 3 gallons of water, it will be 1-to-1. And it could possibly be just a little bit stronger than that, but it's close enough for the bees. But what I do is pour 1 gallon of tap water, hot tap water, just straight out of the spigot, and another gallon of hot tap water. All right. So I still have 1 gallon to go, but since I'm going to take this straight out to the bee yard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the sugar in now, and then I'm going to add a gallon of cold water. As I take my paint stirrer, put your drill on the lowest setting, so that's about as fast as it'll go. Okay, as you're mixing it. Okay, as you mix the water, you pour the sugar in slowly so it mixes well. Once you get it to where it's starting to dissolve and won't fall to the bottom, you can go ahead and add your 3rd gallon of water, and that will be cold water because that'll help cool it off for the bees, but it'll still mix. If it's going to be a day or two before I take it out to the bee yard, I'll just go ahead and put 3 gallons of hot water in there and then do this. Lift that up and mix and pour at the same time. So there's 25 pounds of sugar and 2 gallons of water in here. And you can tell it's pretty thick. But that hot water will help dissolve that sugar. Add another gallon. This makes 3 gallons of water. This is cold water here. So, but as you can tell, there's a little room left in this 5-gallon bucket. Actually, I'll add about a pint because there's 8 pints in a gallon, 8 pounds in a gallon, so a pint is a pound. A pint of water is a pound. So I'll add about another pint. It's all dissolved, is I'll just stick my finger down in it and feel between my finger. If I don't feel any sugar grains in there, it's pretty much dissolved. And as far as 1-to-1 goes, it doesn't take very long for it to dissolve. And that's what mine looks like. I mean, that's dissolved. That's ready to go. That's mostly air that you see in there. If you let it sit here long enough, all those air bubbles will come to the top and it'll look a little bit foamy, and then it'll look clear. You'll be able to see the bottom of the bucket then. But right now, I've got so much air stirred up in it that you can see a little bit of it. Got a little foamy just sitting that few seconds. But if you let it sit, be careful and don't drip syrup all over your floor. Your wife will get upset with you. What I usually do is, when I'm not trying to do this one-handed, I'll shake what I can off there, then I'll put this in there and carry it to the sink. So that's it. As you can tell, it's starting to foam up a little bit on top. That's those air bubbles coming to the top. All the air bubbles come to the top. It won't be completely clear like water, but it'll be clear enough you can see the bottom of the bucket. If you're not mixing 5 gallons at a time, the easiest way I found to do it is to mix sugar water is get you an old 1 gallon milk jug, then pour 5 pounds of sugar, because 1 gallon of 1-to-1 is actually 10 pounds. It's a little heavier than plain water. So you put 5 pounds in the 5 pounds of sugar in the milk jug, fill it full of water. But what I usually do is once I fill it, I shake it real good, and then refill it. And then every now and then I'll just set it on the counter, and every now and then I'll just come by and shake it. And after about 3 or 4 times shaking it real good, it's usually dissolved. So if you're only mixing a gallon at a time, if you're feeding out of quart jars or something like that, then that would be the best way to do it, unless you're feeding out of a whole lot of quart jars. But anyway, that's an easy way to do it. I used to mix 2 or 3 jugs of that, and I got tired of that, so I started doing it this way. I have been adding some Honeybee Healthy to it. There's enough residue left in this bucket, you can smell it, but I'm not going to add any to it this time. I'm trying to get them to draw comb, and once they finish drawing comb, I'm going to put some honey supers on and get them to draw that comb out and start filling the honey supers. So, hope this helped. Thanks for watching.